Hi, universe darlings. Sorry my hair is jacked up. I like to get my hair trimmed every 5 to 6 weeks. I'm gonna try to change that to 4 to 5 weeks because it grows way too fast and it's out of whack, and I just ran out of my favorite hair product I've been using for the last 2 years. That was sponsored. Oh my god. So I'm gonna, for the first time ever, do a moon reading. This is for the full moon coming November 23rd. Right on time around Thanksgiving, Black Friday. And it says that it's in 0 degrees Gemini in the Pleiades Star Cluster, influenced by planetary aspect of Mars squaring Jupiter. This increases the risk of losing your temper and becoming cruel and ruthless, apparently. So I have been feeling those relentless kind of not only restless energies, but frustrated energies as well. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards right in front of you because I really want to pick up the reading for Moon. You know, I'm not always going to shuffle the cards in the beginning of a reading, but I do really want to get the influence of the stars above. And I've been looking up at the moon every night a lot lately when I go take my dog out to do his business. And I always see what I think is Saturn and Mars. I've been wanting to get a telescope, y'all. Like, I could never, usually could care less about that, but like lately I've just been wanting to get a telescope. Just to look and observe and see all the planets, Jupiter and all that stuff. So let's see what's going on. I'm going to do pick a card. Just one card and kind of pick up the energies here, and a 3-card spread I think is best. So let's get started, okay? You pick card number 1, 2, or 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3. So select, and we shall begin. You may pause if you need. All right. Card 1 is the Hanged Man. So definitely some frustrations building up here. I instantly saw air sign Gemini in my head, but this could be also others. I see the moon here, influenced by the sun, confirming the full moon taking course in your life. The moon has a huge impact in your life in this very time. And this is the, what is called, I'm sorry, I forgot the name of it. I just got it, full moon November. It's called the full Beaver Moon, and it's going to be at 12:39 in the morning, okay? So, some of you may just wake up from your sleep, and, just in general feel really restless and not rooted to the ground as you normally would be. You kind of have to stay back a little bit, use these energies to kind of keep to yourself, you know, try not to phone call someone important during this time if you don't need to. You know, it's a time of break this month, getting ready for the winter. You know, we just went through Veterans Day and now Thanksgiving, and it's just all about break. A lot of people had 3-4 day vacations for veterans, and 5 days to 7 days, 9 days for Thanksgiving. Depends if you're in school or workforce, whatever it may be. So for you specifically, it's just time to take a step back and evaluate what happened this year. And because this is like the next to the last full moon of the year, so you really have to kind of treat it as a Mercury retrograde, and even we're under Mercury retrograde now, so even the most intensive energies are going to come across now even more. I just felt, like I said, a lurking one this coming week, so I can't imagine what it's going to grow into to end this year off. So basically this year will end with a bang for you, but an explosive one if you're not careful. Could risk losing friendships, and even relationship with family or how they look at you. So try not to come across a certain way with people. Just kind of keep to yourself. Maybe some thoughts. Maybe you're in a Thanksgiving dinner and you want to clap back or throw shade at your aunt. Don't do it, okay? Because she slept with your second cousin. I don't know. Like, just zip it. Zip the lip, okay? At this time, I wouldn't even tell trusty friends. Like, my aunt did this with my second cousin. Like, don't, okay? I know this is a silly example, but whatever it may be, don't say much right now because it could come to you sabotaging yourself and your reputation, okay? So you kind of have to keep your arms, you see how they're like handcuffed to the ground in the soil? Like, you just have to keep humble, keep down. You don't see nothing, only the feet's above the ground, okay? So you gotta be rooted like a tree. You just gotta let the cycle happen and flow through you because it affects you in your blood right now. And you can be red in the face and be just relentless and restless and want to say what's on your mind, but you kind of have to take a step back this coming month. That's what I see for you if you pick card number 1, okay? All right. I just see it like lately as a time of rest and relaxation. There's no need to pressure yourself with anything. There's no need to keep doing a lot. There's just a time of rest. You had the whole year to do your best, and now's the time to rest. I'm going to repeat that. You had your whole year to do your best, and now's the time to rest. Okay, so if you pick card number 2, seeing something you don't want to see, the 2 of Swords. And of course the Moon again. I love when cards come in harmony, like card number 2, 2 of Swords. And the Moon, Libraic energy. The Moon's going to impact you heavily this coming month. Until the half moon, right? So about December 9, maybe. Then it'll get the weight off of you. A little bit of a burden, but you're going to encounter something that you don't want to witness, and you don't want to be a witness, a part of, or you don't want to do. Maybe some of you, I thought of this the other day, jury duty, because if you vote, you're like top of the list to get called. So maybe you don't want to do that, or it'll be your duty to anyway, but you have to, you know. So there'll be, maybe you have to be a witness of something, some form of encounter, or maybe a crime, because people in their angry energies this month. So you may just witness something. I witnessed an accident right in front of my very eyes the other day. It was a small one, don't worry. Just 2 elder people just tapped each other in the bumper. It was very light, not a big deal. They were just trying to turn, and then... Anyway, so no matter what it may be, you may be a witness of something, no matter how big or small, okay? Someone's stealing a vegetable in the grocery store, and you have to speak up. Maybe don't speak up, because you don't know if that person is concealing something that may harm you. You know what I mean? Like, nowadays, knock on wood, you never know. Like, it is not safe. It's a very mixed time to talk with people. Even if you see that person stealing and you go to the manager, you don't know if that manager knows that person. You know? Be careful who you talk to. Just, nope, I didn't see nothing. Nope. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. That's you this month. That's what I'm getting. Clear, concise message. Also means for some of you, you're going to be in a meditative state. And you're just going to literally want to be like a vegetable on your bed. Like, you're just not going to want to do anything. You just want to rest and relax, and that's okay. And this is the time of transition to do that. It's getting colder. Oh gosh, I woke up freezing this morning. Even my tooth was hurting. Like, I know it's winter, and when my feet ache, I'm going to go take a bath later. I just bought some Lush bath bombs. Okay, honey. So it's kind of like your time to do that, to kind of relax and rest and be at peace with yourself. Doesn't mean you have to be a Libra, you know, but I'm seeing that Libraic energy come in. And I'm seeing rather the restless, relentless energy. For you, you're more calm, concise, and keep to yourself. But you have to keep that. You know, you can't let it get to you and let the other parts of your sign come out and release your wolves, basically, okay? You just have to stay in this calm, quiet state, mind your business, close the door, close the shutters, okay? You may have to do that for a little bit of time, but just connect with the moon a little bit. It's going to be like a quiet inner voice in your head, like a little peace and quiet in your mind, and it's going to feel real nice, and it's just going to serenade you, like wash over you, okay? Perfect example, I just had the best Chinese food the other day, and like, I'm kidding you not, I felt tipsy after eating that food. That food was so good, I actually felt tipsy. Believe it or not. So it's kind of going to be like that. It's going to wash over you, and you're going to feel really good and nice and relaxed. And you just have to let yourself rejuvenate, let yourself feel that energy, swallow that full moon pride, and you just have to keep it to yourself. You know, you don't have to tell anyone, I'm going to go meditate now. I'm going to, you know, like, this month is all about being careful what you say, just not frustrating people, okay? And just kind of learning the lesson of using that energy and how you can not only help yourself, but help other people learn what they need to learn to have patience. You know, I was just in a World of Warcraft raid group, and people were dropping like flies, leaving the group left and right because we didn't kill the boss on time. So, and I was just thinking to myself, this entitled generation wants everything fast, or else, oh my god, they'll die. Like, you know, so you kind of have to learn that lesson of patience, not having a lack of ignorance, you know, and guiding yourself with that light of the moon to kind of learn that. And you'll figure that out while you meditate. You know, this may not make sense as I speak it out loud now, but when you meditate, everything makes sense. You're like, oh my god, Nirvana and the stars, and this is the reason it's here, and Mother Gaia is helping because this thing I did the other day with the sage connected with that crystal, and it led me to this thing. And when you meditate, it sounds like that in your head. It's like a quiet inner voice you speaking to God, but when you meditate, it all connects, it comes together. You're like, that's why I saw that color, and that's why that butterfly passed me by the other day, and that's why I saw that deer on the road, because this occurrence happened, and that occurrence had to happen for this thing to happen. And when you meditate, it like makes sense. Like, your life comes to fruition. So that's the kind of realization you need to have, and the awakeness that you need to sustain within yourself to maintain your frustration-free energy and your your angry, like, how do I say, so you don't end up like the next month or two bitter, angry, resentful over something that happened, you know? So you got to keep it real to yourself. You have to calm those energies a little bit, okay? Those demons that the Libra kind of energy tends to have that wants to come out. You kind of need to use your sword power to kind of slay them down, okay? And quiet them down. Quiet your mind. Like when you wake up in the middle of the night and all of a sudden you have all these thoughts. Don't you love when that happens? So you kind of have to quiet yourself. Be in a peaceful state of mind. Okay? That's all. Card number 2. That's what I'm getting out of this. Card number 3. The Lovers. Oh. Instantly drawn to the darker figurine in this image. Even right now is a very dangerous time to be meddling with love, or some of you, the dark arts, okay? I don't believe in black magic. I don't like black magic. I don't use black magic. And this is not the time to be doing that, because right now, with all that's going on in the universe, the last thing you want to do is dark magic, especially towards someone, because it will come back to bite. Okay, especially if it's with the wrong intent. And if you're using it to try to attract love in any way, it's just not going to work at this time. Also, if you're kind of pushing yourself to go out there and date and stuff, it's not the right time right now. People are in a chaotic state. They don't know what they're doing. They're sleeping around with 10 people in a month, and all of a sudden, oh no, I have a doctor's appointment next week because I just contracted XYZ. So be careful who you're with. Be careful who you trust at this very moment in time as well. Angels are still watching over you. They're still protecting and guiding you and trying to give you little hints here and there, but make sure you double check, look someone in the eye, and make sure who they are, and they are who they say they are, okay? And meet up in safe places with people, but not too many people, because that can turn chaotic as well. Some of you may feel a lot of more anxieties this coming month. Maybe you're not just wanting to step out as much as you usually would. And some of you are kind of hiding as well from a relationship. Like, that's you right there, that lady over there, kind of looking aside. They're into you, but you're like, eh. So some of you just may not feel that way to your partner even. During this time, you kind of feel turned off from those things, and you're just like, I kind of want to be by myself, or I kind of want to spend more time with the kids. You know, you're distracted by the little children below here. That's what I'm seeing, tugging at your knees. So, I see the beam of white light still taking over, so that kind of what you think is now a dark force is no longer there, or not distracting you or consuming you. So a lot of what you want to go for this coming month, I would definitely do it. It's not going to consume you. Like, you know how the quote-unquote the devil distracts you last minute from getting what you want in life? Yeah, that's not a problem for you this coming month. You are pretty determined and focused on what you want to get, but for some of you, you're just not going to feel it as much with your partner. Maybe it's going to be half and half, and you're just gonna be like, can we do it another time, please? Like, not now, I'm tired. Or can we just, like, do something else? Or can we keep our mind on something else or distract ourselves? And so, also for you single people out there, you're kind of having to just be more careful around the people you're with. And you're just not gonna feel it as much this coming. It's gonna be too chaotic. Like it's kind of gonna be like Dayquil wants to come over, or NyQuil, and melatonin, but you just took like 10 coffees. Like, that's not gonna work, you know? So like one person's on a whole different scale level than you, or their mind focuses somewhere else than you are. So that, like, you can't fall asleep drinking 10 coffees and taking a NyQuil. Like, is that gonna work? Like, you know, it's just gonna be chaotic. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. The perfect balance, blending of forces. Well, not perfect, far from perfect. The dark is trying to take over, but you kind of overpower it, even though it doesn't show as much in this image. That's kind of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing, it's almost like you are blending in your characteristics with them, but be careful not to be too forceful, like trying to push your beliefs on them, or trying to push your wants and needs on them. You know, like, it's not anyone's fault that you are feeling a certain way, in a way. And by that I mean, like, if one person's happy and one person's sad, how is it the happy person's fault that you're feeling sad? Or how is it the sad person's fault that you're feeling happy? You know? The happy person can't force the sad person to be happy, and the sad person can't force the happy person to be sad when they're not. They're just not on that level at that moment in time. You know, it can always change, but during this time, you're just not going to be on the same level or characteristics as the other person, whether it be your partner, whether it be the people you're meeting up with at random times in your life. Right now, it's just not a good time to be that perfect match, okay? Matchmakers, sorry, you're out of business this month. But, yeah, it could transition into something else, but as long as you get through this moment, all right, then that shows the trait and characteristics you two can have potentially together, and that shows that you would be later down the line a good match. But right now, there's not a time to plan engagements or weddings or major life events. Time to get pregnant, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. You do want to do everything at a good divine time for things to work easier down the line. You know, I'm not saying if you do it now, then later it's going to end up a disaster. No, it's just, it's going to be maybe a bit more difficult, and then that lesson that you didn't learn now, you have to learn later on. So that's my whole point now. If you don't learn it now, you're going to have to learn it eventually. So right now is not the best time maybe for you to force to feel a certain different way or be manipulated from someone to feel a certain way when you don't want to feel that certain way, okay? So just take it easy again. It's all about taking it easy for all three cards I'm seeing. Don't force anything. If you feel like you have to shut yourself in, do it. And if you feel like you want to say something, card number 1, don't say it, okay? Just don't. Alright guys, that's the reading for the full moon, November 23rd, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Thanks.